All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Off the Reel exclusive interview with Prettier Than Matt. Jessica, Jeff, you guys were absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I want to quickly give a shout out to our sponsors, Coburn Exclusive out of Nashville, Tennessee, as well as Celestial Viking. Wait, that's so weird because it's me, Celestial Viking here in Columbia, South Carolina. And to all of our Patreon supporters that are with us every single month, you can join our Patreon as well for as little as $5 a month. Just visit www.patreon.com/OnTheMarkStudio. So tonight we're going to be speaking with Jeff and Jessica. They just did an amazing live stream. If you're watching this right now, hopefully the link to that live stream will go up in the comments on Facebook or YouTube as well. And if not, we'll get it on there later. But check it out. Visit On The Mark Studio Facebook, on YouTube. You can also visit twitch.com/PrettierThanMatt, and you can watch the stream there as well. So we're going to get things moving along here. First off, thank you guys so much for being here. I know you both said you weren't feeling too well before you got here, so thank you for soldiering through and being a part of this. That really means a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling better than she is, but that's not saying much.
Well, that's true. And you know what? I just realized I messed it up. I was supposed to introduce myself as Jeff Pitts, and this is supposed to be Jessica, and that's supposed to be Greg over there.
Confused a lot. There's no red light.
Yeah, so you're on this camera over here. I'm on this camera, and then we got a main camera shot so that the people that are watching this know, like, oh, we got everybody, and then it's just me, and then it's just you guys. So we get 3 shots on this one.
You get that a lot, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Which,
Jeff,
listen, no,
You get that a lot, don't you?
I don't know. I know we're supposed to do questions and everything like that, but I do want to share a brief story, and I'll try to edit it as much as possible, not to call anybody out specifically. But I did have an incident a few months back where this guy had been talking to me for a couple of weeks. He was looking to book some acts at an event that he does in a town, and he knows that I knew a few people. At least that's what I assumed. And then he was asking, well, hey, what about Prettier Than Matt? You know, do you think that they would come out? And I'm like, yeah, you could reach out to them. You know, this is, you know, here's their information and everything. And he goes, well, I mean, how much do you think it is? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't offer that. I don't book them, so like I can't really tell you. I said I can tell you that if you're doing less than this, probably not. You know, like I knew in a manner of speaking, I knew what it was. And then he was like, aren't you in Prettier Than Matt? Like, first off, it says my name it's on Facebook Messenger too, so it says my name, and like this person just thought I was you the entire time, and I just had to laugh because I'm like, this happens so frequently. Like, I constantly get, oh, I love you guys, man. I get you, I get Evans McGill from Reggie Sullivan Band.
I could see that too.
And Josh Roberts, right?
And Josh Roberts.
I get Josh Roberts, too.
Oh, there you go. No, but what the worst thing is, like, for Evans and I were roommates for about a year. We lived together, so like
Twins.
Oh yeah, no,
Twins.
absolutely. So it's great. So I think we actually did that at the White Mule. I came up on stage and did the whole thing with
That
you
was
guys.
awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a good time. So
I'm sorry we make your life difficult.
no, listen, it's great. I mean,
Shake
listen,
my head.
Just lean into it, man.
hey, I absolutely do. You know, it's funny because like I think Jeff and I have a lot of the same issues when it comes to certain things. I don't wear hats. It's why I wear bandanas instead because they're adjustable. So I have a problem with hats not fitting me either.
I can tell you if your restaurants to go to get free food. If you want to be me, you can do it. It works every time. Off the camera.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Actually, that's funny. Like I've had that happen before. I went to a restaurant and we were doing some music-related stuff with some of the other folks that I work with, and they were like, "Yeah, are you gonna bring Jessica through?" And I'm like,
No.
I'm sitting here talking to him, and I've introduced myself, and he thought I was you.
Same thing with me, though. People I've known for 25 years think my name is Matt. So, I mean, it happens.
That might be worse.
I know I answer to it. I don't care. I go into it. I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
So anyways, we're gonna jump into some of the questions here that we've got. So obviously, you guys have been doing this for a long time. I think we had someone even mention in the comments earlier. It's like, yeah, they were tagging a bunch of people. Like, you might remember them from the Elbow Room. So that's a throwback for sure.
Holy
It's
crap.
like 2001.
Pour one out for the Elbow
Not that
Room.
far
We
back.
weren't
Not
around
that far back.
But like, let's dial it back for a minute, and we'll just go one then the other. What got you guys started in music? Like, how long have you been playing? And then, like, how did you get to where you are now?
If we're going back to how I personally got started in music, I started singing in church when I was like 4 and 5 years old. My aunt, figured out that I could sing, and she taught me some cutesy little songs. And I just grew up singing in church, singing choir, and did marching band in high school. And I played alto saxophone, mellophone, marching band. I was drum major, full on band geek from 8th grade to 12th grade, and then studied music in college. And then didn't really see anything with live music until I came to Columbia. I grew up in a small town, and we didn't go to see live music unless you went to like a huge concert. So we didn't like have bars and stuff like that. You had local people just playing. And then I met Jeff because I went to see our good friend Charles Riley at Wet Willie's, and that's a whole other story how I met Charles Riley. It's a great one, but yeah, I met Jeff at Wet Willie's, and
You thought I was high.
I thought Jeff was I thought he was stoned, and he was not, because his hair was about a foot longer and really blonde, and he seemed like a goofy surfer dude. And came bouncing up, introduced himself, and heard that I could play music and sing. And he was looking for a female singer to sing with. So jumped in on that, and here we are.
A long time
A
later.
long time later. So that's how I got started. But Jeff's got a different story, though.
Yeah, I'm totally different. I basically, I stayed home from school. Like, okay, my parents would go to work before I went to school, even when I was in elementary school. And my friend on the road's mom would pick me up to go to school. So I would sometimes stay home from school just because I wanted to, and my parents wouldn't know till like 3 when they got home from work, right? So I was always like thinking all day of it. Now back then, 8 hours seems like a lifetime, So I had the whole day to figure out an excuse why I stayed home. No one, so I'd watch MTV, and truth be told, it was Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. The video came on, and I was like, I think that looks cool. I'm going to do that. And then 7 years later, I started playing guitar. It was a long time later. But, yeah, I mean, I just started playing. And back then when I started playing, there wasn't really – I mean, I know now we have a lot of schools and, like, Freeway and the other one.
But Columbia Arts Academy.
Yeah. And back now it's kind of cool to take lessons. When I was in school, though, you got beat up for it. Yeah. So we're like Green Day and Metallica and just, like, watching like tab books and all that, learning guitar. And that's what I was doing, basically.
Back when you had to get books.
Yeah, books, I know, right? There was no ultimateguitar.com back then. And so I just kind of played, and then I joined rock bands and heavy bands, and then I was listening to a lot of She and Him and Plant and Krause, Allison Plant, yeah. And I met her. I had another band, a group, me and a girl named Robin were playing, but she didn't like playing. She was very shy, and then I met her at Wet Willie's through Charles Riley, and I was hype, and I was like, hey, want to jam?
Where did we go that same night, though?
Kelly's.
We went to Kelly's.
And that, Jason,
Carry On.
Carry On of Isabel's Gift is who told me she could sing. And I was like, oh, okay. I just trusted him. And damn, he was right.
Man.
So I was like, all right.
It's so crazy, too, because, like, you guys are, like, name-dropping some throwback spots for sure. Because, like, Wet Willie's hasn't done live music in years. Yeah. Kelly's is gone. That's the Aristocrat now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we shouted out the Elbow Room. That doesn't exist anymore. So, like, it's crazy to think of all these places that have come and gone and places you guys have been a part of. Because, I mean, listen, I know you guys play all over the place, but, like, you're, like, the quintessential, like, Columbia local duo too. Like even your songs and lyrics tie into those things incredibly. But you guys have you've won the Free Times Best of multiple times now.
I somehow won Best Solo Artist like once or twice, and then we won Best Band.
Yeah, we won Best Band.
We did win Best Band, which is funny because we're a duo. But
And someone called us out. You're not a band, you're a duo. It's a band, dude. It's not our fault they took the category out. They used to have Best Duo back in the day. They took that out.
ZZ Top was a 3-piece. I mean, geez, you don't have to have 4 people to be a band.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And she won Best Solo Artist, and
I used to play
won't
solo
lie.
gigs
I was
back-
like, fine. I'll bail, whatever.
I played solo gigs every other Tuesday at another throwback, Cafe 116 or 116 State.
Oh wow!
Which doesn't exist anymore. I miss that place.
I told you last week, a guy in the bar saw me and said, "You're Jeff Pitts, right?" Cafe 116, Jessica. Yeah, I used to see her all the time. So yeah, I was like, all right. So
Roll.
That's killer. All right. So next question, then I guess this kind of ties into it, and you kind of hit on a little bit your education musically and stuff like that. Now you said you went to school for music as well, and I also know, and I'll caveat a little bit further. Like I've heard over the years like different things and stuff like that. Like you've done vocal training as well and everything. Because like I remember hearing that there was a specific artist. I don't want to say a name because I don't know what the relationship is or anything like that. But like I know there was one specific artist who. That you used to teach from a band, and it makes me wonder if that's what the song is about. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm
Off camera. Can we talk about
It's
this?
not hot for teacher.
But you've done lessons and stuff like that. So like education wise, like what's your background, and then like where do you teach, or where have you taught, or do you still teach?
I do teach. I taught for a while in freeway music, and then took a little break, and now I'm still teaching, and not so much voice. It sounds terrible that I teach voice and I sound like this, but it happens to everyone, even Celine Dion. But I do teach a little bit of ukulele. I teach a couple of private lessons with some students, but I enjoy doing like group classes. Like I teach a class called Sip and Strum, which is like paint and pour, but it's with ukuleles, and I teach you how to play your favorite songs, anywhere from, oh my gosh, Guns N' Roses to, Chumbawamba, or not tub thumping, things like that. And then, we drink booze and play. And I also do a uke jam at, Sims Music, once a month. We've just now kicked that back up. So I like teaching in the group settings, but I can do voice lessons because I am, trained vocally. I did that at college. So, yeah.
And Jeff, I mean, obviously you said you took some lessons and stuff like that, but in terms of like higher education, continued education, are you just self-taught at that point, or
Self-taught, yeah.
Okay, but I mean it's incredible to see the variation of like skill and the way people have evolved based off of either formal or personally taught as
And that's
well.
why, like, when I met her, I knew she was very different background than me, but I don't believe anything works if you're the same. You know what I mean? I feel like you need. Like, what makes Prettier Than Matt what we are is the fact that we're different. Like, me playing a song like that when we just did at the end, Small Town Famous, not happening, I thought, 10 years ago. And now I'm like, yes, let's do it. Yeah. And so I think that the difference is, in couples, anything, I think it works, so as a band especially. So.
But to bounce off of what you said earlier about how you were made fun of if you took lessons, growing up, that's how it was for voice lessons when I was growing up. So I didn't take any voice lessons until I got to college. Because, like, if, in high school, there were people that did it, and they were like, oh, that voice is paid for, or whatever. Like, it was a snobby thing. I don't know. I can't, like, again, small town.
People are jerks.
People did not, they'd look down on people who got voice lessons. So I never did until I went to college and studied. So, weird things are changing. Now I can teach, like, a 6-year-old voice lessons. But
No, that's killer stuff. But, okay, so we'll keep moving it right along. Other bands and acts and stuff, because I know you guys have another group that you guys are a part of. What other projects or groups or artistry stuff are you guys working on? Obviously, you mentioned the Sip and Pour, Sip and Strum, which honestly, I gotta admit, I want to be kind of a fly on the wall towards the end of those.
Dude, come out. Let's do it. I'll go with you.
Let's do it.
Jeff's done it.
6-pack of Miller, we'll do it.
Let's do it.
Project Baby.
I'm working on a baby right now.
That's right. I wasn't gonna call it out unless you wanted to, but congratulations.
Yeah, I'm 4 months, and we are due on December 25th. Poor kid. Yeah, I know. Christmas baby. Thanks.
You just got to do what, you always hear the horror stories about people that are like, oh, my birthday's around Christmas, so I never get enough presents. So you just have to double it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, we decided we're going to do like a half birthday, like in June or something like that.
I like that.
We'll figure it out, and the kid will be all right. It's our first, so we won't be spoiled rotten.
Now, to be fair, I'm not a part of this.
That's right. To clear anything up, people have asked,
All the time.
I have a child coming with my husband, Justin, who is not here right now. So.
And I'll babysit when they go out of town.
And this is Uncle Jeff.
It was asked here in the studio tonight. I won't call anybody out. Like, are they together? Like, no.
I think that's why duos, guys and girl duos, work. Actually, I think that's actually why we get so much tips when we play. Yeah. That curiosity is kind of a good thing.
Sure.
Other projects though, for me, I've been doing a band called Deleveled for a long time, but it's been pretty part-time for a decade now. But we're about to actually go to the studio and record with our old singer for fun. But I think it'll be kind of cool. But this is definitely the number one money maker. But we're about to go on maternity leave, so I'm gonna have to do something.
He said we. We are about to go on maternity
I'm gonna
leave.
be on maternity leave too because
That's
what am I
true.
gonna be doing? I mean, so but it's gonna be some changes, like playing with some buddies around town, doing some duo stuff, solo stuff. But typically,
Everyone go see Jeff.
please don't forget about me. But call me Matt if you want. It's cool. But no, we're doing that thing tomorrow. I have a meeting with our old singer named Ryan Hudson, and we're gonna go to the band the week after and show him a song, and we're going to record in the studio. I'm sorry, I'm not used to holding a microphone and talking. This is so weird. I'm like, my name is Kid. No, all right, so she lost it. I'm so sorry, everybody. You awkward? Everybody good? Oh, we're good. So recording soon though, and deleveled. Yes.
Okay, and that in mind, obviously I know songwriting side of this, you guys have some incredible tunes. We were talking about it behind the scenes, and like there's a couple that like I've listened to all of your albums. Like I've listened to all of it, but like sometimes until you're in the room and you hear a song played, it doesn't hit you the same way that it does. And you had a couple that just like I think just slammed us. Like wow, like Small Town, man, that was a cool tune. Like even the story leading up to it and stuff like that. That just kind of like it strikes a chord because especially if you work in a local music scene, you see that kind of stuff. We were talking about it before you guys even got here. That kind of mentality and stuff like that. So that's an incredible song. So like, what other inspirations and stuff do you guys have? Do you have any new songs coming out? Obviously, you just released your album Colors, which is available on iTunes and Spotify and stuff like that. Check that out, guys, if you haven't already done that. It's in the links in the original video. We'll put it in this one as well. But do you guys have any other stuff that you're working on right now? Any other plans for that? Obviously.
I fully anticipate, just going through pregnancy so far and stuff, and then having a baby. I'm sure I'm gonna have some inspiration from that. I already got a couple of things. I've put one on TikTok, on my TikTok, because
I haven't seen this.
I'm too old. Yeah, you have. I posted on Facebook. It's a song I did on the piano about how like I've got a lot of things to do today, but I just want to sleep. Yeah, and I was right after I found out I was pregnant, and I was well in the throes of a first trimester, and just super tired. Did not want to do anything or be around anyone because no one knew I was pregnant, and I couldn't tell anyone yet. So things like that keep popping up. I've had some random ideas here and there, but I'm sure we'll have some. But as far as actively working on anything, not at the moment. Music videos, yes. We do have some. We're trying to get some out there before Baby Bump makes a huge appearance.
Well, we have Make It Not Be the Same coming out soon. That's already been shot, but we're doing that. That'll be out. I think we decided in September because Tony, our video producer's computer got stolen, so he had to order a new one. So that'll be in September. And then after that, Small Town Famous probably be the next video once we can get it done.
Ideally,
you could be pregnant in that video and be
it'll
kind of funny, right?
Yeah,
It'd be cute.
It'll be great.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, you almost like, even if you haven't written anything yet, you almost need to like do some B-roll while you're pregnant
For sure.
like some upcoming stuff.
Also,
Absolutely.
I'll say that we're planning on doing a vinyl for Colors. Oh. And then the way we've always operated is full length EP. So I believe next year we'll have an EP as well.
Nice.
Like another 5-tracker or something like that.
Jeff's always got something planned for the
I
studio.
never stop thinking, y'all.
Listen, from the very beginning of when I started working kind of in the music scene and started putting my toes in the water, like I watched and I listened to a lot of the stuff that you did in terms of, and I'm not even talking about the music side of it, just the professionalism side of it and the way you guys kind of run your manage your duo and stuff like that. And it was always impressive to me because you see so many people that don't manage that very well, and
it's beer money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
no,
all
it's hard, yeah, and it's like, and you get this mentality of like, I've had some guys that are like, oh, I made this much money. I'm like, no, you didn't, because you already spent money to get here. You spent money on the thing, and then all the equipment and everything, like all the things that nobody really thinks about that add into it.
I'm awful. Like that's why my band's so small.
That makes it more manageable.
I'm
at least,
awful.
Yeah.
People are like, no one wants to work with me. I'm telling you, I'll make sure you make money all the time.
He'll pester the crap out of you.
And you'll have
all
health
the time.
insurance. I got you, all right?
That's right.
I dig it. Listen, it's an inspiration too, because like, I've said this for a while. Like you do not have to be. You can be, as to quote one of your songs, you can be small town famous and still be successful as a musician if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's this American Idol kind of mentality of like the only way that I'm gonna make it in the music is by making it famous and making it big. And there's so many people that you guys know, that we all know, that work in the scene and they make a living doing it, and it can be done. And you guys are actually an inspiration for that. So.
Yeah, I've said this for a while now, but I thought like since I guess the internet took off in the sense of like MySpace and things like that, where bands could do like their own kind of websites and stuff like that, easier than angelfire.com. And back in the day, I feel like the way we're making money now is the first time in the past 15 to 20 years you could be a middle class musician. It used to be you were poor or rich. There was no like middle ground. It felt like to me anyway. I mean, I'm sure there's stories that are the contrary to that, but
the tools are at your disposal. I have that discussion all the time with people. I'm like, first off, the tools are all there. Everything is there for you to make this happen with little to no resources. If you don't have the money, guess what? Facebook is free, Instagram is free, YouTube is free.
I love
none of that stuff costs money.
I love people saying, I hate the social media. Well, seriously, it's really easy to do if you just try. It's
Absolutely.
really not hard.
And even making a web page nowadays costs next to nothing. And
with Wix and Squarespace.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's such a big difference too. Like, as much as you wouldn't think it would make a difference, but if you can do Jeff at prettierthanmatt.com when you're trying to book with somebody, that makes a big difference than prettierthanmatt at gmail.com or something like that. Like, that's a huge, it's a game changer.
I haven't done this yet. I'm actually still, sadly, my email is still awful. But I respond well.
Still at Yahoo.
No, I'm Gmail. I'm Gmail.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're Gmail now. This is not Hotmail.
Oh, does that still exist?
I don't know.
Yeah, EarthNet, something like that. Roadrunner, or one of those. But anyways, okay. So I know we're running out of time here. So let's talk upcoming shows. You've got a little bit of time left before maternity leave kicks in. So
Absolutely, I fully intend, and I say this now, and you've got this on camera. I fully intend to keep playing shows until I physically cannot anymore. I know we have some stuff booked up until
December 5th or something like that.
December 5th, I think, is the
Red Bank.
Christmas at Red Bank.
Yeah.
I will be very great with child at a Christmas event at Lexington. Is it Lexington United Methodist? Red Bank.
Shiloh.
Red Bank United Methodist Church.
Sorry,
Kevin Oliver, if you see this. He's the one that puts that on. It's a fantastic show. So yeah, we fully plan on gigging as long as it's safe for myself and baby. Of course, in November we'll be mostly just local.
Yeah, only in November.
Only local. So yeah, I can't be too far from the hospital.
I mean, and today's evidence. If we don't cancel today with how we feel, especially you, we're not canceling.
I mean, the show must go on. I mean, it might not sound the best or sound like how you know us, but we still.
I'm gonna say it as her friend and bandmate. You sounded great today.
Thanks, Joe.
That sounds goofy, but I mean that. Like, we were nervous, the transparency. We're honest. We were nervous with today, and it worked out. It was cool.
No, we were all whispering to each other behind the camera, like, God, they sound so good.
It was like we got to modify. Yesterday, she sang Metallica. See,
I sang Nothing Else Matters
we were
in
both
the original key.
Yeah, we were both sick, and I was like, I can't do that song. And she goes, I'll sing it. So we played it by request, and it was really cool. It was like, okay, so.
I heard Miley do it. So
Yeah,
I
it was Miley.
I had to do it
Nothing
myself.
else matters.
You know what? I wish I could have been there for that one. That would have been cool. Like,
And it was not recorded, I don't think. I've seen no videos of that one yet, so dang. We'll do it again sometime.
all right,
Make
I'm
it happen.
down. I'm down. I'll be there.
But our next, what's our next show? I used to be good at this.
Check out www.prettierthanmatt.com.
There you go.
Click on tour on the website. Jeff has worked very hard. You can even click on Notify Me. It's powered by Bands in Town.
There it is. Yes, that's a good one.
Bands in Town. So even if you click Notify Me, don't worry. It's not going to send you an email. Click Notify Me. It'll tell you exactly where we are and what time we start.
And listen, don't message us saying, make an event for this on Facebook. We're not going to.
Y'all we should just do a podcast where we talk about that kind of stuff.
It's like,
just really.
We put it in 3 places. We're not doing a 4th.
We should just do a rant and rave as a podcast.
You know what? And listen, as someone that does the social media side for a couple different artists, like that's definitely one of those things where it's like everything changes, everything evolves. You can't post. Like, some stuff works on tablets, some stuff works on your phone, some stuff works on the computer.
Yeah.
So not only am I having to post stuff on Facebook, I have to, on my phone, then I have to go on to my computer and make the adjustments. But I can't initially do it on my computer because then I can't do this thing. And it's such a pain in the butt. They're always making changes and adjustments to it.
And the simple thing is, though, Bands in Town's a great app because with that one, it's available on Android and iPhone. And the thing is, if you add it, it tells you when we're around you or any band you like.
Set
is
it up
around
in
you.
your settings.
Yeah,
We'll let you know ahead of time when we'll be in your area.
Yeah, and it's not just you guys. Like, there's a lot of local
Big
artists that
bands
use
and
that.
big
Big
bands.
bands use that. And so if you've got a favorite band, whether local, whether big, find them on bandsintown.com and then just add it. And like you said, it comes up as an alert on your phone
A week early.
Yeah, a
and
week.
then
Yeah,
they are-
yeah, exactly. And like Jessica said, you can make all the adjustments and everything. But anyways, we're nerding out on this stuff. So
We are nerds.
again, make sure you guys go to www.prettierthemat.com. Follow their tour dates. Check them out on Facebook as well. Check them out on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all those places. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really
you so much,
appreciate you
man.
guys coming out. You sounded amazing. Congratulations again. Congratulations to you as well, because you're going to be an uncle. And then I think you're also, I mean, you guys play together, so I'm a firm believer. I'm going to be paying attention for this on his Facebook feed. He's going to start having those sympathy cravings and like
Well,
sympathy.
it's already happening. Yeah, dude, that's happening. Yeah. I'm around her more than I'm around pretty much anybody. We drive to the beach like twice
sorry,
a week,
Jeff.
it feels like. It's like, yeah, I feel it. Like, you want French fries, don't you? I can tell. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's there.
Pretty
It
much.
becomes synchronized after a while.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you guys so much again for tuning in to Off the Reel. Again, make sure you guys check us out. If you want to become a supporter of this, you can visit www.patreon.com/OnTheMark Studio. You can join us for as little as $5 a month. We really appreciate your support. We've got one more episode coming up for you this season for the music side of it, and then we'll do a full wrap-up of it at the end of that. So we got technically 2 episodes left. But next week, we've got an incredible band coming in called Safe M. Check it out. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, all those things. And make sure you guys join us next week. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Have a great night.